Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Danilo. Welcome to this European Cybersecurity Startup Award, the final competition after 4 months of running competition across Europe. So it's my pleasure to invite Luigi Rebuffi, our Secretary General, to give you the welcoming remarks and then to kick off the event.
Danilo?
Luigi, we can hear you now.
We can hear you, Luigi, yeah. Luigi, we can hear you. Luigi, if you speak, I think we're gonna hear you because so we're gonna hear your speak. Okay, so apparently there's some issue with the audio from Luigi. What I suggest to move on. So on behalf of the EXO Secretariat, it's our pleasure to welcome you to this to the final competition, and I will invite Ulrich to present the jury members, and then as soon as we have Luigi, we can ring him on behalf of the EXO Secretariat. So Ulrika, the first is yours.
All right, thank you very much. Hi Danilo, hi everybody, good afternoon. Welcome from Belgium, from Leuven, where we're broadcasting this live. I'm happy basically that we are getting to the first European Cybersecurity Startup Awards organized by EXO and partners. And I can do this from my role as co-chair of the Working Group 2, which is specifically working on market deployments and investments. And so within EXO, we have different working groups active in the domain of supporting cybersecurity startups and SMEs. Within this working group, we have been working quite hard over the last couple of years, organizing different cybersecurity startup investment days, whereby the cybersecurity companies were presented to different cybersecurity investors. Today, I think it's going to be a very interesting day because a number of those jury members have also been selected to now do the final selection of the startups. And it's my real honor to present to you the 10 jury members of the day. So we have an interesting selection that is comprised out of both cybersecurity experts, and here you can see a number of those. To start from the middle, I would say, is probably one of the most famous cybersecurity experts worldwide known, specifically from his role within F-Secure, of course, Mikko Hipponen, where he has been also quite a strong innovator in that space. On his left, there's Arnaud Coustillère, who used to be specifically part of the Ministry of the Armed Forces in France, and is today mainly working also as an advisor, and from within his role, also from the expertise in of course the military domain, who would be definitely also very giving some perspectives from that domain. On the right, we have also representing a little bit Europe Today, and specifically the chair of Europe Today Luxembourg, Pascal Steichen, who is also responsible for Security Made in Luxembourg, so the Innovation Center in Luxembourg. So 3 people, distinguished people with a lot of expertise in cybersecurity. And then we have, of course, our distinguished ladies in the team. To start with Charlotte Creer, who is also one of the board members within EXO, and is already quite some time active within Airbus Cybersecurity, one of the leading large cybersecurity organizations across Europe, both in terms of defense, but also in terms of being a purchaser of cybersecurity solutions themselves, of course, within Airbus. And then to her right, there's Jelena Matone from the European Investment Bank, CISO. So, of course, 2 persons with a lot of expertise in assessing and working with cybersecurity innovations on a day-to-day basis for their internal operations. And then next, we have quite an interesting group of cybersecurity investors. On the left, there's Willy Mannheims, typically one of the persons that we meet regularly when we have our juries and selecting the different cybersecurity startups, but also very active within EXO in supporting us to raise further funds for the European cybersecurity developments. So general partner within eCapital, and definitely together with Sonai IM on his right, one of those cybersecurity investors, venture capital companies who are very active in the domain of cybersecurity in Europe. So from Sonai IM is Carlos Moreira da Silva, who is also one of my co-chairs within this working group, and both of them definitely extremely active in the domain. On their right, there's François Lavast, has been very active as one of the major board members also within EXO, and definitely also known previously for his role within Airbus Cybersecurity, but today active as a partner within Ace Capital. A lot of background and expertise in the domain of cybersecurity, specifically also from an industrial perspective, and therefore also very good specialized and placed to make the selection of the better startup companies of the day. And then finally, our 2 SME experts, ladies first, Annette Madinator, also very active within EXO on many different working groups, but also very much a promoter for women in cybersecurity, and definitely also a very strong promoter for everything that's supporting the SMEs across Europe and making sure that they're being heard, but also being supported through Europe in terms of cybersecurity developments. And to her left, last but definitely not least, Laurent Denisot, CEO for Egidium Technologies. I think also from within his perspective, a lot of expertise in cybersecurity, having had the experience of starting a cybersecurity startup and growing it further, definitely within France and within now the rest of Europe. From within that expertise only, he's going to be very supportive of our different companies. And I think all of these 10 should be also the better placed to support our companies because part of the gains that they received from being selected only here today is that they will be able to spend at least, I would say, 1 hour of mentorship from these 10 experts in cybersecurity that we have selected here for them. So I would say to all of the different startup companies, good luck this afternoon. To all of the jury members, have fun, definitely, but also make a wise selection, because this first startup will definitely take us to the moon and beyond. So good luck for this afternoon, and have fun. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that is my role. Thanks, Ulrich, for giving me the floor. So I'm Giulio Busolini. I'm working for the National Lab of Cybersecurity in Italy, and I'm one of the co-chair of the EXO working group, the second one, where is more focalized on international cooperation. So I'm very pleased to start this session. I'm calling from Washington, D.C. that is totally white under the snow. So I tried to bring a little bit of this good, you know, a flavor of going forward with a good energy to try to present all the different startups that we have on the list. Just few recommendations. So we are going to have a pitch that is going to is not going to be more than 5 minutes, and I will be very, very strict in providing only 5 minutes. And on the 1 minute before, I will just tell you that 1 minute is going to end. You're going to have only 1 minute to end, and after I will leave the floor for 3 minutes of questions. And I will be very, very strict, because I mean, as also Danilo told me, we need to be on time. For the jury, I really if you don't mind, write your questions on the chat, and after I will give you the floor in order to send pose the question to the candidates. For the startups, please, when you have the list, so you know which is your priority in terms of talking. So prepare yourself before when the questions, the Q&A session is starting from your previous candidate, and so you can plug in very easily in the presentation. And we really ask to only the presenter can use the webcam, the other can only listen to the presentation. After the jury member will have separate session and will convene to decide and deliberate who is the winner. And in the parallel, we're going to have a parallel discussion with two distinguished security experts. That is, I will give the floor to the next panelist. Just to remember the criteria, the selection criteria. So the proposal have to be an European-based business, have to be scalable, disruptive, and innovative. They have to have an ambition and growth plan, have a very, very strict and clear go-to-market strategy, have to also identify which is their own business model and how it's willing to implement it. Identified which is the team size and the profile of the different people that are in the company, and also will be selected also and evaluated by the performance in the pitch. So at the moment, I'm finished my short presentation. I hope that everything is clear, and I would like to give the floor to the first proposal, to the first candidate, to the company Yogosha, sorry, and to Yaziz Kazar that will going to make the presentation. So Yaziz, the floor is yours. Thanks a lot to everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Just to check, I hope that you can hear me well. Right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really on, as I have to stick to time, hard mission. So I'm really honored to be part of this session with this awesome jury that we have, and also for all the startups, enjoy the ride, guys. So without any further ado, I'm Yaziz Kazar, CEO and co-founder of Yogosha, a crowdsourced cybersecurity platform. I will get to that. Our main focus on Yogosha is vulnerability detection and management, as it's a strategic issue, as all of you know it. And the problem, the pain, the equation that all the companies smaller, bigger, whatever the segment is, are trying to solve is how to find the right resources to track in a very reliable way the right vulnerabilities in an agile way within the right budget. This seems like one of the main issues that, challenges also that CISO are trying to answer. And behind that, there is a huge market opportunity, as you can guess. For instance, the crowdsourced testing market is expected to hit the $2 billion by 2024. And there will be 3 billion unfilled jobs in cybersecurity, which is a huge shortage. And just to give you an overview, there is more than 100 billion new line of codes produced each year, which means that this pain will be here for long years. So how we answer and how we help our customer to address this issue? We developed a platform, a crowdsourced cyber platform with different and multi-services that help companies to optimize their vulnerability and vulnerability detection and management process in order to work with the worldwide elite hackers all around the world. So our two competitive edge, as you can guess, is the community and the platform. Regarding the community, we are a closed and private platform within a very rigorous selection process that begins with skills assessments that you need to go through, and KYC validations, and even background check for criminal background. The result is that we have 25% ratio success, meaning that out of 100 experts that want to join our community, there is only almost 20 to 25 that succeed. And the other part is the integrated platform that help our company to digitalize their vulnerability and detection and management process by giving them connection to all the tools, ticketing tools that they are using to have connection API they can use to interconnect with their SOC, a CERT team, etc. And also some very specific innovation that help them track and overview what the hacker are doing in a real time within their system. These give us some measurable benefits that we can, that I can share with you. So regarding the challenges that I shared at the beginning, we help companies to find 3 more findings regarding, classical approaches. And 80% of the reports that are submitted by our community are accepted by our customers. You have, on average, 1 hour time to wait before receiving, your first reports once you start a program. And of course, the return in investments is huge, because on each mission, it costs almost 3 times less that what you can have with the classical approach. We achieve a lot in the last years, and I would like to have a more specific focus on the 2020 with the COVID pandemic, as we hit the 100 growth and 80% of our subscription revenue of our revenue is coming from subscription. We are expanding very quickly in the Europe and EMEA. We have a very dedicated and talented team that is working, and we are looking right now for a VC to join our adventure through a series. Thank you for your time. I hope that I hit the 5 minutes, and I'll be more than happy to answer the questions if there is any question.
You have other 30 seconds if you want. You have other 30 seconds if you want.
Thank you so much. I mean, we can
Perfect.
jump to the Q&A.
Okay. So, Willie, the floor is yours. Go ahead. What is, I can write it. What is your technological USPS? What is your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, thank you.
So regarding the go-to-market strategy, we are focused on 3 major segments that are bank and finance, retail and e-commerce, and public industry. We have a premium position, and we only focus on this kind of customers when we can land and expand, as you can guess. And behind that, we have an alliance strategy, meaning that we rely on partners such as UI or Capgemini, to help send managed services to our customers.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions? Please jump in. Other
Hello,
questions?
this is Annette Madinato speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Thank you so much. So my question goes to Yassir. How do you organize your community, your hacker community? How do you recruit?
Okay, so regarding the recruitments, we have two axes. The first one is we have regular online assessment sessions that are going through, as you can guess. So we have something like 3,000 waiting list hackers that want to join the platform, and we organize on a very regular basis what we call hacking live hacking event with our customers. These two axes combined with the fact that we are private, so it means that we have a quality more than quantity, and it means for the hackers that they have more chances, to be rewarded for their job. These are the three main, axes that we are working on to, grow our community and get them to go to our platform. On a run basis, we have a Slack, for the community, to share, information with them, knowledge, to give them, good practice, to also work with them regarding support if they need any support. So we have a Slack that is running 24 hours, seven days a week, where the community can, express themselves and also give us feedback, and vice versa. We can also, give them, feedback regarding their activity on the platform.
And how do you monitor your hackers from security perspective? Do you monitor them at all?
Yeah, we monitor them. As I said, we have different features on the platform. The first one in the forward one is that we have what we call a VPN, Yogosha VPN.
Not disrespect, sorry to interrupt you. How do you decide whether you can trust that person who you are involving in your project?
Yeah, right. Got it.
Okay, so I'm sorry, 8 minutes. I'm sorry that I have to interrupt you. Okay. So go ahead. If you have 2 seconds, go ahead, please. Yes.
As I said, within the process that we have a skills assessment. We have a background check that we can go through to be sure that the person doesn't have any criminal background. And also we have a KYC third party that validate the identity, the bank account, the address, etc. So when you combine these three axes with the CGU that the hackers are, accepting, we do, minimize the risk regarding other platforms that are open to everyone.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next company. Hackfang Lab, Gregory or Vera. Thanks a lot, Yazis.
Welcome.
And are you ready? Okay, perfect. Going to start? Who is going to talk?
Yep.
Share my webcam.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear me?
You're in.
Hello, everybody. I am Greg, the CEO of Hackfang Lab. I am here with Vera, our CMO, and we are proud to present Hackfang Lab, an innovative cybersecurity company, and we are focused on endpoint detection and response. So this is an important market which is undergoing transformation due to rapid growth of modern threats, frequent and disruptive attacks such as ransomware, and more advanced techniques used by hackers. On the customer side, there is a growing shortage of security skills and an array of regulatory compliance. So Hackfang Lab was founded 3 years ago by a team of 4 cybersecurity specialists determined to develop a sovereign EDR solution to make companies and government organizations resilient to cyber attacks. The founders are still leading the team in their respective areas, and we now grown to 25 permanent positions, and we still continue to hire. Hackfang Lab is a trusted product and a partner that customers can rely on And very shortly after making our product commercially available, we were able to win 4 key accounts. And by 2020, the company was running on annual recurring revenue of over 1 million euro. So this adventure was entirely self-funded and became a success story thanks to our first customer who believe in our solution and can now testify on its effectiveness and efficiency. They are listed here. It's a very diverse group from ministry to a multinational, and we are extremely honored to continue to serve them.
So let me jump straight into the next slide. Hafeng Lab EDR collects data from endpoints, so computers and servers, which we all know are at the core of digital activity today. And especially since the onset of COVID-19, the situation is even more complicated because most endpoints now are off premises. So technology had to adapt. And our EDR empowers security leaders to visualize threats globally and to mitigate risk related to cyber attacks before they even materialize. It relies on intelligent research algorithms, which allow for much faster detections of anomalies, and it also prioritizes our response. Despite the number of tasks it can process, Hafeng Lab software is very light and does not slow down business operations. So for customers, it's very transparent, and its deployment is also immediate. Hafeng Lab EDR is ANSI certified. It complies therefore with technical specification referred to as security target by ANSI. So let me just quickly highlight 3 main features and benefits from our solution. First of all, the software agent is available on cloud or for on-site deployment. It's also cloud agnostic, so it allows the customer to choose whether he wants to go to the European cloud provider such as OVH or a global cloud provider like Azure or AWS. And we believe that relying on a sovereign solution like ours and also giving the customer the choice of where the data is housed is key to maintaining his digital independence. Our EDR is context defined, so it automatically takes care of threats so that our customers don't have to worry about it. The very sharp analysis engine adapts to any new threats, and this is really the specificity of our product. We also provide an API, so a connector, which can be interconnected with either security solutions, such as a SOAR tool or a CM, and therefore it gives customer access to his data, the data lakes, which can be exploited for other services, such as needed even beyond.
1 minute.
Let me quickly go to market. We build a direct relationship with our customers, but we sell via channel. So resellers, integrators. We also leverage MSSPs, which can then provide an MDR solution to manage defense and response through their SOCs. The next step will be to make our products available on marketplaces, especially to help us scale internationally. And to help smaller customers through the COVID crisis, we also made an entry-level solution available to them as a freemium, which mainly protects against ransomware. And here are our key milestones. We have very ambitious growth plans, which are supported by external capital investment going forward. In 2020, we have so now over 100,000 endpoints. And we're just about to raise our first Series A funding, which will allow Hafeng Lab to scale. And then by 2020, we'll be on the second expansion, where we expect to have Series B, and we're targeting 2 million and above endpoints. And we expect to go to our neighboring countries, such as the other EU countries,
Thank you, Vera.
Switzerland and Great Britain. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Vera and Gregoire. I think I really appreciate that you were in time. And please, any question from the jury? Please pick up your microphone and make the questions also. It's easier.
Hello, question from Martin from Pascal Station about the threat hunting parts and the MITRE attack that you use as a reference. Is that a service that you include into your offer, or is it only information and companies need to do the threat hunting themselves?
Basically, the product, the EDR, is designed for threat hunting services. And by the way, most of our clients have their own team, computer response team, and we provide some specific professional services to help them to deploy, to integrate, and to support them for specific hunting, or in case of very tricky incident, in a tricky incident response. By the way, our company is not a service company, we are software editors.
And how do you do with SMEs then? Because they will probably not have a certain team inside.
So yes. By the way, where the team is, an idea has to be monitored by MSSP, or and then in case of incident, you always have specialists, the level 3, that are able to remediate and to fix the problem through the EDR solution.
Let me take can I take the next question, which is online? EDR is a very competitive domain. What makes your solution win? We're aware of the high competition in this area. What makes our solution unique? We're very focused on the detection part, so the AI enabled to ensure much faster detection, and our solution is also very intuitive. So despite being very precise on the attack detection, we also don't burden the customer with dealing with response. So everything is automated to ensure that both detection and response are done on our side. And the solution is also extremely easy to deploy. So obviously, beyond the fact that we are European and some customers prefer the sovereign solution, we also have an advance in technology.
Okay, perfect. I think we are done, and I see already the next company on the floor. So thanks a lot, Vera, and thanks a lot, Grégoire. I'm just talking by name, and good luck for everything. Thanks a lot. So Donald, the floor is yours.
Okay, just 1 second. Hi, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Now you have it.
Okay, great.
So please start.
Okay, Donald Kerr from Force Securitas here. I'm the co-founder and CAO of Force Securitas. We're a data-centric cybersecurity startup from Dublin in Ireland, raising €2 million for marketing, product development, and getting into the US market. I won't bore you with statistics. You'll be well aware of the mega trends in cybersecurity, increasing numbers of data breaches, a lack of qualified staff. What we're focused on is that data breaches usually involve targeting of servers, and most data breaches involve hackers. And we're looking at ways to prevent that. We're an automated security company, and we're trying to deal with this problem. Organizations find out about data breaches and security incidents far too late. So we're looking at how to protect this business in real time. Obviously, this is a very big market opportunity, both in the United States and Europe, and that's why we're in business. So our secret sauce, and this is the thought I want to leave you with, is that we're both a reactive and a proactive technology. As I said, we're focused on servers, not on the perimeter. We look at unencrypted traffic at server level, and we're able to detect a wide variety of anomalies and security incidents before they become a problem. We map to the MITRE pre-attack and attack matrices, and we're able to use kernel level monitoring to detect offensive tools and any sort of activity around that's anomalous associated with system calls. So malware, all of these things, we don't use libraries. We look at user activity and activity in the kernel level space. There's only a few companies in the world working on this, and we believe we are a strong candidate for investment because of that. We detect offensive and defensive tools, and the product is designed by my co-founder, Stefan Eger. He created backbox.org. It's the world's #2 Linux distribution in terms of penetration testing. So really what's baked into the product here is the modus operandi of a malicious hacker, but also someone who has had very senior jobs in large companies looking after banks of servers, infrastructure, and being on the defense side. So we're a proactive and a defensive solution. So the secret sauce, to dig down a little more, is that we detect signatures left behind by potential malicious entities, hackers, etc., be they automated or human. Our technology is able to look at and correlate patterns using our own algorithms. And we map this to looking also at the kernel level space. And I'll bring to mind the most recent incidents where this technology could have applied. And that's in the case of SolarWinds, a supply chain type attack where the organization was simply unaware and the market did not have a product solution to detect the types of activities where data was being exfiltrated, because there aren't any products really that do this at the depth of the infrastructure required. So our technology does do that. We do use machine learning and AI, but only after we've established a high quality baseline of security information. And as well, we profile the user. The value propositions are automation. As you're well aware, there aren't enough security people staff to go around in the world today. We reduce false positives to a very high degree. And this is a disruptive technology because of what it incorporates: a SIEM, an IDS, an IPS, kernel level monitoring, and more, and also an affordable subscription and licensing model. To position our product, we'd be going up against some quite large companies from RSA, Splunk, Darktrace, etc. And we provide a lot of the similar types of levels of features in one product.
1 minute.
So we make money through the channel, MSSPs. We have an investor, which is France's largest MSSP, that's iTrust. They're using our technology in their security operations center. We go through MSPs and also the traditional software sales routes of value-added resellers, distributors. We can sell through the marketplace, such as Amazon Web Services Marketplace, and we've developed a partner program so that partners can value-add services on top of this sort of technology that we're selling. All our IP is developed in-house with no outsourcing, and we license on an annual basis. Customers and POCs. So we have some recently won contracts with some quite large enterprises around Europe, from Cesare Pozzo, Coe Clerici, iTrust, Sovena in Portugal. And since I started this process with EXO, we've started POCs with Globo, a massive media conglomerate in Latin America, and we're in talks with NTT Data about commercialization of our technology. We've been in the mid-market and larger company space, but our technology is applicable to small companies as well because it's automated and doesn't require a lot of high-skilled staff. Our average sale is around €30,000, and we're on target to hit 7,000 revenue this year.
Donald,
primarily, sorry.
Okay. We are finished. We have our. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Anyway, thanks for showing the slides. The panel, the jury is willing to have some questions, please.
Yeah, thank you. One question. You mentioned false positive messages. Do you know how many it is in percentage?
We have estimated around 98%. We've reduced the number of false positive messages. So the system is automated. The system can be programmed with something called auto ban to automatically handle the banning of malicious IPs, so that only significant, important, or unusual alerts are sent to the user for resolution. In a given infrastructure of around 100 servers, that would be 2 to 3 hours work per week for an analyst to resolve those.
And perhaps the next question, are you now collecting all the data to make your own database?
We are not currently. We sell this solution essentially as an on-premise solution, so it becomes part of a client infrastructure. We're not at the point where we want to collect client data at this point. It is part of our roadmap in future to collect metadata around security incidents, because that would be very interesting to do. We'd like to do that with a responsible third party, such as a European institution, to make sure we safeguard security information, which of course would be highly sensitive and many clients would not be open to sharing.
Miko, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Donald, you say you run at server level, and on the servers you run at kernel level. What kind of servers are you talking about here?
We're talking about any of the main, could be web servers, could be application servers. servers
platforms,
with the
operating
organization.
systems.
Linux, this is a native Linux product, but it also works on Windows servers.
Hold on, so you support both. You have kernel level support for Linux and for Windows.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Francois, you have 20 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, and very quickly to complement the previous question, are you also running on endpoints, laptops, and as a endpoint detection solution?
Yes, we do it a different way. We do it at server level, but any endpoint that's connected to a server that our product monitors, we're monitoring that endpoint, primarily servers and PCs so far.
Thank you. So we're all on time. Thanks a lot, Donald. I really appreciate your perfect timing. So the floor now is going to the company Madana. The floor is for Christian Junger. Christian, are you ready? Thanks, Donald. Good luck.
Hello, everyone.
Go ahead. Are you ready?
Perfect. Yes, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can see also your presentation. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks for having me. My name is Christian Junger. I'm the CEO of Madana, and I'm excited to present our solution to you today. Then let's start. We live in a digital world. Unfortunately, this world is compromised. Cybercrime costs are exploding to an estimated $6 trillion globally by 2021. More and more developers are hosting their applications in the cloud, but over 80% of tested cloud-hosted applications are endangered by significant security flaws. At Madana, we have developed Madana Core so that developers and companies no longer have to worry about these security threats or having to place trust in cloud providers. We offer a cybersecurity solution which is powerful, affordable, and easily accessible for everyone. We aim to become Europe's leading confidential computing solution by providing our customers with the technical capacity to secure applications and data during runtime. Data is most at risk when in use. Traditionally, companies have only been able to focus on data at rest and data in transit. Through trusted execution environment technology, Madana is able to protect data in use while in RAM and during runtime, completing the data and application protection lifecycle. Madana Core enables secure and trusted applications during runtime and is comparable to a safety deposit box for your digital assets through scalable secure enclaves. No third party, including Madana itself, is able to access the user's secure enclave. A secure enclave consists of cloud-hosted or on-premise installed hardware encrypted environments, which are server components called TEEs. At Madana, we are utilizing Intel SGX as cloud-hosted components at OVH Cloud, the leading European cloud provider. Through our Kubernetes cluster and our software management system, Madana Core, we enable our customers to easily configure and start secure enclaves to suit their specific needs. Every enclave can be adjusted to fit any use case by utilizing different software environments, which can be easily created through Madana Core. Within a few clicks, you can convert existing Docker images, IPFS files, or Linux LP packages into custom environments for your secure enclave. We will offer the easiest to use confidential computing solution on the market. We are active in a large and rapidly growing market with a primary focus on application and cloud security. We aim to reach a 3% market share in the EU and a 0.5% market share outside the EU in these relevant markets by 2025. Why is Madana going to succeed? Our cutting-edge technology is patented in Germany and filed in the EU. We have a first mover advantage in Europe and more flexible options than any of our competitors. Madana Core will be offered in March 21 in 3 different forms. Our software as a service solution on the Madana Confidential Computing platform will be a freemium model with subscription-based billing, where we already have 24,000 registered test users. Our platform as a service solution will be made available on the OVH Cloud Marketplace to their 1.6 million users worldwide and jointly offered as a B2B software license. Later in 21, we will also offer an on-premise solution for larger B2B customers. In 2019, we were already profitable with a net profit of more than 800,000 euros, but had no scalable business model. In 2020, we decided to invest in the development of Madana Core. Now we have our product ready for the market launch with a recurring revenue business model. We estimate to be profitable with the new business model by 23, with more than 11 million euros in forecasted revenue.
For the product market launch, we are currently initiating our seed financing round and seek to raise 3 million euros for the next 24 months. The funds are primarily used for team growth and market penetration. Our team consists of experts with strong expertise in secure data transmission, software development, blockchain technology, and consulting. We have a strong network with tech partners like Intel, NTT Global Data Centers, OVH Cloud, academic partners, which include leading German and international universities, as well as leading consultancies like McKinsey and Capgemini. We are a proud and active member of the Confidential Computing Consortium, the Linux Foundation, and recently joined the Open Trusted Cloud program. Thank you. Happy to answer all your questions. Any questions so far?
Can you hear me, Billy?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Do you have first applications running?
Yeah. So in the last years, we primarily did proof of concepts in the BFSI, in the banking, financial services, insurance space, but also at edge computing providers. But at the moment, we have a KMS system running in Enclave, so key management system, but also databases. For example, Redis and MySQL databases are easily within a few clicks possible to install within secure enclaves. Yeah.
Okay. 3 million, you said you need. Is it till break even, or do you need more money till the point?
So what we plan is till end of 2022, the money should be sufficient. But the break even, as I said, with the new business model is beginning of 23. So the Series A is planned then end of, so like in Q4 2022. So we need to raise the new round that we are in a quarter later profitable, but it's almost the same period.
Okay.
Thank you. François.
Yes, quick question about the pivot. I understand you did a pivot of the company in 2019 and 20. What did you do before? And did you do anything that was related to what you're doing today?
Of course, of course. So we have a big platform vision, and the launch of our SaaS platform is the first step to fulfill this vision. Madana stands for Market for Data Analysis. But to get there, we did a lot of development and we did a lot of industry projects, but this was like on a revenue basis, on a project basis. And since the pandemic started, we had to shift this because all the projects broke away and we said we need a recurring revenue model. So we invested in ourselves and have now a scalable product to bring it to the market. And this was the only way to fulfill also our vision, because confidential computing is the basis. It's quite the heart. Madana Core is the heart for the Madana platform. Therefore, it was a sufficient step to take.
Hi there, this is Mikko. I saw some discussion around tokens and PAX on your website. Can you tell about that?
Yeah, sure. So we have an own cryptocurrency, and this cryptocurrency is the cryptocurrency for the Madana platform. This is our visionary product. And Madana Core, as I said, is the heart. So everything is about analysis on encrypted data based on metadata in a secured environment. So what we did is we bring now Madana Core to the market, but we created in the past also a product what we call APE, Analysis Processing Entity. So we can fulfill federated learning use cases to run analysis in scalable secured rooms without leaking the raw data, so that we can get a non-diluted result out of these secured rooms and send it to a party. So what we principally do in our visionary product is to enable data collaboration. And therefore, we have these secured rooms. And the cryptocurrency is fitting to the Madana platform, as I said. But the focus at the moment is on Madana Core to enable this platform.
Christian, thanks a lot. I'm sorry, Carlos, but we are out of time. I mean, if you want, I would like to give you the time, but really, we are really late. Thanks a lot, Christian, and sorry, Carlos.
Thank you.
And so let's go to the next company, the next startup, Kimatio, from Fernando Matthews and David Sanchez Torres. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. And also we can see your presentation, so you can go.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Julio. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Fernando Mateus, founder of Kimatio. And first of all, I would like to thank Sexo and partners for supporting European cybersecurity entrepreneurship initiatives like these ones, and we definitely need that in Europe. And thanks for the opportunity to present today Kimatio to such a special audience. Well, these are just a few of the many companies that have suffered serious information security incidents in the last month. And all of them have a common element. Let's see it in more detail. The vast majority of incidents involve internal staff, and the average cost of each incident in large enterprises reaches 4 million euros approximately. In small and medium enterprises, the amount is lower, of course, but here the worrying data is that the high percentage of them that close after suffering an incident. So the problem can be divided mainly into two groups, negligence or fraud, and is growing about 50% every year. What's the common element that links all this data? Well, something that technology is not being able to control, the human factor. Introducing Kimatio, the human cyber risk management platform. To deal with people, we need to understand them, the situation, awareness level, impact of a security incident in their specific position, and a lot of other critical dimensions. Kimatio conducts assessment and awareness sessions, including phishing campaigns, with a focus on agility and high periodicity to maintain the alert level of user over time. Our algorithms, based on neuroscience, allow the platform to adapt the delivery of content to each individual. For the organizations, it provides visibility and information for decision-making to manage and mitigate human cyber risk. In an extremely agile way, our bots hold assessment and awareness sessions directly with employees to raise and maintain the level of the users and the alertness. Understanding each employee situation with respect to different topics, from password management to social engineering, just to say a few. With this information, the platform generates personalized itineraries completely tailored to each employee. And in parallel, it completes the data and predictions obtained during the evaluation sessions with the results of automated phishing campaigns. All this is carried out in a completely automated way with a minimum impact on the security team's workload and enabling the benefits of the most powerful dashboard on the market for human cyber risk management. Knowing that the human factor is absolutely key to rising cybersecurity, Kimatio leverages powerful psychometric tools to boost our risk algorithms and to make the most accurate mitigation recommendations for the organizations. We are located in Spain with our main office in Madrid and are already working through selected network of partners in 8 countries in the European area, Spain, France, United Kingdom, Netherlands, Poland, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Kimatio has already started operating in Latin America, and now we are taking the first steps in the USA, North Africa, and the Middle East. I want to highlight that we have a very scalable model. Customers can choose between 3 different packages depending on the functionalities they wish to incorporate, and it's based on an annual subscription per seat. Kimatio is made up of a team of professionals highly committed to achieving a safer society, experts in entrepreneurship, security, information technology, and neuropsychology. We have the support of great mentors in multiple areas and the backing of powerful investments partners now in the board. All of them are helping us to conquer a high potential and emerging market, a unique opportunity for positioning.
You have 1 minute.
Thank you. A unique opportunity for positioning an European company in the forefront of the employee cyber risk management. So this is Kimatio. Thank you very much for your attention. I think we have respected the schedule.
You have other 40 seconds if you want.
Okay. Well, I think we can use it directly to any question if there is.
Perfect. Okay, let's move to the question. Please, jury, the first question. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How do you measure the efficiency of the solution? So the impact the solution is bringing to your customers?
Well, first of all, you know about the ROSI. The return of cybersecurity investment in cybersecurity is different than in other areas. The idea here is to start investing in prevention. Of course, we have a lot of things in the detection area and mitigation in when some incident is occurring, but we need to invest in prevention too. This is critical. So the way to talk to companies, talking about the way that they avoid incidents, is our pitch. So we look
but
for
do you track the evolution that an organization is doing by using your solution?
Yes, at different tiers with different levels, but I think the most easy to explain is that every single employee in the company will have a level of awareness, and we will follow with them, with the employees. If it is going in the right direction, it's your investments in awareness are not going anywhere, or what's happening in the company. So you forget the way of doing things without data from the organization, and start working on the efficiently with the problems.
Perfect. We have two questions. One from Laurent is asking, how do you manage GDPR, privacy and ethics?
Okay, good question.
And also I put another one, is human psychology related to country or region? When does it impact growth outside Spain? That is from Charlotte Crane. Thank you.
Very good questions. Thank you. The first one, we are GDPR ready, of course, and we don't share even with the company information that the employees are talking to the chatbot. So it's absolutely private. We only share results of the analysis, so recommendations. The second one, the psychology point, it's very interesting because we have conducted our own psychometric tools with the help of different universities, but one of the main goals was that we can use that approach in any place in the world. So it doesn't change the way that we measure the different dimensions of everyone in different places. So it can. The only thing is that we must translate to these region languages, and it works.
Just a new question. I understand that your solution is mainly a SaaS solution. And what is your cloud provider?
Well, we are working mainly with Amazon Web Services in Ireland, and with Microsoft Azure.
Okay. How can you report the confidence and the trust for your provider with dealing with GAFA?
Well, it's a very interesting point. The thing is that we need to put in place different how do you say instances of the software of our solution, depending on the customer. So if you are working with someone in Europe, we try to maintain everything in Europe, and if you change it into other regions, we will do the same in other provider. I don't know if that resolves the question.
Thanks. Okay. I think we are over the limit. Thanks a lot, Fernando. Thanks, Arnaud, for the question. And we give the floor to the next presenter. Thanks a lot, Fernando. Good luck for everything. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Bystamp, Jan, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. Yes, you hear me? It's okay?
We have the voice is a little bit, should be more a little bit clear. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Hello, it's okay now?
No, I mean, there is some background, there is some noise on the microphone, but anyway, let's try.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jan Lebaille, and I'm a co-founder of Bystamp, a French company that invented a disruptive nomadic digital signature. Feel free to send me your email address on jan@bystamp.com to receive the result of my interactive demonstration that will follow. So, because KeynoStamp, it's a fully disruptive stamp for administration and company with substantial level enrollment to ensure multi-factor authentication and nomadic signature. Now I will show the screen of my smartphone for a real-time signature show. I will present you in 2 seconds a universal use case, but of course our kilo stand can be driven with our SDK in any application. So, okay, maybe you will show my screen phone. Here I show my screen phone and I open Bystand Sign, which is our PDF reader that has the same functional scope of Adobe Acrobat readers. We use the PDF True framework. This version is available on the iOS, Android, and Windows. I open here a file. I make few modifications on this file. Here I can put, for example, 10. So, and then I'm going to sign it with here, for example, I put this, I do here a high-level signature. I enter my PIN code, and then with the stamp, as you can see, I can now sign it in real time. It works with one signature, but several signatures at the same time. So you can go on the field and you can sign document as DocuSign do. So now I go next. As you can see, I have signed a PDF with a substantial digital signature using a private key and a certificate from my personal keynote. The market is huge, and COVID-19 is a real accelerator. We have many use cases, as in administration and local authority, to provide simplification, traceability, and security in the signing of contracts, HR documents, tracking of delivery package, granting of financial aid during face-to-face or remote meetings, site reports in the field, and more generally validation of the notion of service provided by the agent. But also in legal tech for attorney, notary to sign contracts in face-to-face or remote meeting. In many ways, to sign step-by-step procedure using internal or external intervention, reinforcing safety and quality control. In supply chain, to validate and sign conforming reception of an order. In healthcare, for physician, nurse, laboratory to validate medical acts. In food tech, to deliver trust for traceability in all chain. And more generally, to sign PDF because the current method is mainly a scam. With kilo stamp, only a few seconds to sign a PDF, including GL proof and eIDAS signature. Our business model is mainly based on licensing and subscription, like column, to focus on OEM licenses to let manufacturers produce and sell their own kilo. We are under discussion with 2 European major companies. Because our main business model is subscription with revenue sharing with our partners. So
1 minute.
We see some of our milestones, 2 international patents, more than 2.2 million on revenue on the CES Award 2020. With a team involved to make Bystand a future unicorn, everyone here has invested time and money. Bystand is focused on territory with a strong stamping culture as Asia, Japan, China, India, Russia, and also Europe. Now, to accelerate our activity, we want to raise funds. 20 million, we are looking for funds that see us as a software company and that will be able to support us in our global growth. Because Kilo is a unique tool for strong signature everywhere for the mass at the office hours in the field. Kilo is a B2B product that sells like B2C, and that's why communication and first samples are the key to succeed. Trying to adopt its adopted Kilo for a confident digital world. So thank you.
Yeah, you've been great. You've been in the time, so I'm very pleased that you've been. I'm sorry the audio was not so good, but anyway, your PowerPoint was very clear. So okay. I leave the floor now to the jury. Please jump in.
I have a first question. Hello, Pascal, about the signature as such. What technology do you use? Is it PKI based, or how does it integrate into the eIDAS framework?
Yeah, we embed here in the stamp a secure element, and at each sample you have a dual proof. You have a receipt of transaction within the blockchain. So you have the chain of proof, one side, and on the other side you have the document with a signature with level advanced level.
Okay, so it's in advance, not the qualified. Can you do qualified or not?
Yes, it's qualified. Yeah, because we are in discussion with ANSI to qualify our signature. We have used the boot chain to be qualified, of course.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. There are other questions? Please jump in. We have another minute and a half. Question for the jury?
Yeah, Willy, one question. Hardware is not easy to distribute. Is it state of the art?
It's favored. We have partners who wants to sell like Nokia, want to sell it in the shops. For example, in India, there are more than 100,000 shops who can sell our product. So we are with partner. We have the shops to sell the product, because I say it's a B2B product for B2C market. They sell like B2C. So of course we need to have vendors on the ground to sell it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hello, just a very quick question. I don't understand how many customers do you have today, and if your domain is the object of normalization for the moment from European community or some other entity like that?
Yes, we can have version on premises for special typology of people who want to use in a very local use as energy on military market. But and your first question was, can you just repeat your first question?
Jan, I think we are okay. We are really after the time, so I think that we have to finish here. I'm sorry. Thanks a lot. We really enjoyed the presentation, and I give the floor, and good luck for everything. And I give the floor to Isaac from Christian Zenger. Please jump in and. Okay, we can just see the agenda. Okay,
hi. I somehow need to switch the screen. I don't know how to do this.
So for Frederick, that is coming next, please prepare yourself. Okay, thank you. So, Christian, are you ready?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. You can go further.
Do you see the full screen?
Yes, we
no,
have to
just make full screen. Make it presentation style.
Okay. Hilda, you have any suggestion? You have to maybe enlarge the presentation, but we can see it. So I think you're ready to go. Christian is fine. We can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I can't see it. Okay. Anyway.
So
yeah.
Sorry. I mean, go ahead. If you don't see it, fix your problem. Sorry.
Okay.
But we can see it.
Yeah. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I show you something about FISEC, which provides the first cyber physical system security platform for IoT and other applications. The questions we are actually answering is how can we actually trust electronics, and this is especially important for the IoT or for OT systems, which will where the number of this kind of systems will increase very fast in the future. And to do so, I really don't know which screen you can actually see, so it is a little bit hot. To do so, we need to ask the question, how can we actually trust electronic products? And this means that we need to handle the entire supply chain, from manufacturing over delivering, the storage, and operations, and also the retirement at the end. And if at any point in this supply chain an unauthorized user get access to such a device, then we need to think that this device might be compromised. And this is especially an issue for telemedical systems, for critical infrastructure systems, for edge computing, and so on. And this is not just nice to have, this is a must have. And there's a very clear correlation between the cyber security regulations and now the cyber physical regulations. And this especially addresses the trustworthy electronics and the technology sovereignty of these physical products. And now it would be nice to have kind of a disruptive and innovative technology which handles the entire supply chain security and the complex processes and the dependencies. And this is pretty much what we developed. So we developed a technology which is based on a radar chip, which can assess and measure the objects themselves. This can be an edge computing system, which is applied in an untrusted environment. It can be a classical IoT or OT system. We generate a radiometric signature, extract a fingerprint, and provide a digital shadow of this solution for security applications, which was also our very first aspect. But now we are also providing services with respect to warranties and for maintenance as well. And the go-to-market here, as well as how we make it possible in the market, can be seen here. So we are enabling this technology with a service we provide to manufacturers, also based on an open source software library. It's actually not open source yet, but it will be open source in the reference design. And the manufacturer is then able to provide actually services to themselves, like verifying and assessing the product integrity, as well as providing functions on demand for enterprises, like real-time system audits, health monitoring, and so on. And the enterprises then use this kind of information for their own SIEM system or for asset manager. We do this already for smart energy, edge computing, OT, manufacturing, and telemedical systems. And we want to go to the right in this picture, just for an impression. This is a heat meter system, which is very small, very cheap. It costs less than 10 euros. And we want to develop our technology in a way that we can actually generate functional business models for even such cheap devices.
Christian, 1 minute.
Perfect. These are our goals for this year. So we already signed a contract for over 25,000 devices, which are able to enable FISEC technology, and several enterprises and OEMs. We have a pretty nice team. We are more than 40 people. Beside my dissertation, there are also 4 other dissertations in this company. And yeah, so we are already in the last steps of a financial round. This is the reason why I put some numbers for the next round on this slide, which is planned for the end of 22 and the beginning of 23. We are very happy to talk about this opportunity to invest into FISEC. Thank you very much.
Christian, thanks a lot. You're really being great to be in time. So the floor to Laurent, that is already on the stage. Go ahead.
Yes, thanks, Christian. Could you tell us what is the actual TRL of your technology, please?
Yes, so the current technology is our version 2, how we call it. The readiness level is 9, so it's completely ready. It is already in the market. We have already some POVs in the market where our technology is based as a provision to the OEM. We are already in the second step with respect to the go-to-market. So the first step is a provision. The second step is a full integration. So they get our software and do everything with respect to the hardware themselves. And this is already in place. And the third aspect is then that we are able to distribute our solution via distributors. So our solution is just in the embedded point of view, a software module they can activate on dedicated chips. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Christian. Quick question about the product itself, the radar aspect. Can you go a little deeper into it? Because I understand your device or system is avoiding tampering, like opening a box or something, a controller that nobody should have access to, right? So it's like a lock. And why radar?
Yes, so actually we are able to use several different technologies, which all requires kind of a channel estimation technique. It can be a radar system. It can also be an OFDM system, which is, for example, used in LTE or 5G. And we can actually activate our technology also on such technologies. So if you already integrate for example, a 5G or an LTE module into your device, then we can actually activate the channel estimation system in this device in a way to provide physical layer information and yeah, activate this kind of security feature to such a device. Yeah, I hope this answered the question.
Charlotte, go ahead.
Yes, I see in your model that you have an OEM partnership model. Does it mean that your product needs to be embedded in the physical system themselves?
Yes, this is correct. So we provide an embedded software lib, or it's actually several libs, and these libs need to be integrated into the system. If the system already provides a wireless sensing chip, which is capable to do our technology. If the system don't have such a chip, then actually we even need to add this hardware module. Yeah.
Perfect. I think we are in time. Thanks a lot, Charlotte, for the question, and thanks a lot, Christian, for the reply. Sorry, Frederick. Frederick, are you ready?
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and good luck for everything.
Thank you.
I think so. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can go on.
All right.
Ready?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm really honored to present Glimpse to you today, a French startup created a year ago now, based in Rennes, the major hub of cybersecurity in France. I would like to introduce my speech with this quote from Joshua Sachs, chief scientist at Sophos, the antivirus editor. At Sophos, we now assess that the best machine learning security teams have hit the label-nose ceiling against the important virus total derived problems. So what's next? What should we do when traditional signature-like solutions do not work anymore? At Glimpse, we are convinced that our solution is a first step toward more efficient security that will overcome the problems raised by Mr. Sachs. When you see those two pictures on the left, your brain instantly identifies a flower and a plane. What you use through conceptualization is the brain capacity to quickly combine elements that share similarities around the same concept. With another image of a different flower or plane, you would also have seen a flower and a plane, since your brain works with the concept of the object, not the details of that particular picture. The revolution of artificial intelligence is this very ability to conceptualize. At Glimpse, we developed a deep learning algorithm which we trained on reading binary code. Thus, we can identify code and associate it with certain concepts that compose a binary file and eventually make it malicious. And just like the concepts of flowers are independent of the language of the word itself, our technology works regardless of the computer processor, Intel, ARM, MIPS, PowerPC, and so forth. This neural network algorithm is at the core of our two products, Glimpse Audit and Glimpse Malware. Glimpse Audit simplifies the work of reverse engineering a file by proposing an instantaneous insight on the code and the analysis, avoiding weeks of often exhausting work. Its ease of use and the possibility to share and keep results over time make it a must-have tool to be it in black box software auditing or in malware analysis. Glimpse Malware is dedicated to malware detection. Indeed, new variants of threats are not specifically designed to overcome traditional signature-based solutions, like Joshua said, but the code itself, it does not lie. And working on concepts instead of signatures makes our technology tolerant to those variations and detect them. Both our tools are easy to integrate in any company's environment. Speaking of which, let me tell you what our customers and markets are. As Glimpse Audit is intended for experts in software analysis, we already work with dedicated teams of several security audit providers. Of course, anybody involved with malware analysis is also very interested in being more efficient. So we already have contacts with CERT and European or French administrations. Regarding Glimpse malware, we are working with SOC and CERT of industrial companies and public authorities. We are also working with cybersecurity companies to make our products complement each other. To reach these customers and strengthen our offers, our teams are expanding throughout the year. Indeed, at the beginning, Glimpse was the work of 4 reverse engineers experts from the French Ministry of Armed Forces, an adventure that starts in September 2019. From 4, we went to 10 in December 2020. In January, we are pleased to welcome 2 new people and 4 more will join our team by April. In order to provide the most effective answer to the feedback from our first customers, we are currently engaged in a large-scale recruiting campaign and hope to reach a total of 25 employees by the end of 2021. So what's next for us? First of all, in the software analysis area, we are working on a new product, Glimpse Comply. It is designed for software editors who are looking to control their legal constraints and want to avoid shipping vulnerable code. Thanks to our technology, we are sure that we can save users time and minimize the risks related to intellectual property and software delivery. Regarding our existing products, we would like to improve further the cloud and IoT compatibility to extend our protection range. These are 2 critical fields with high challenges that need to be protected as quickly as possible. To do that, our team will continue to grow, and in order to extend our activities worldwide, we would like to open offices abroad. For us, this is a necessary step for the success of our company, and we plan on doing it in 2022. As a conclusion, let me say that Glimpse is the result of the work initially done by 4 experts, joined by people of all skills and fields of action with a common goal. But together, but not without you and with many cybersecurity actors, we make defense be definitely stronger than attack. Thank you very much. I think I'm pretty in time.
Thanks a lot. You've been perfect. You're really in the time. So I'll leave you the floor to the jury, to the questions. Anyone is willing to make some questions to Frederick? Miko, go ahead.
Hi there. The question about the AI technology to detect malicious code, are you looking at static code at rest, or are you actually looking at code behavior as it's being executed on the client systems?
We are looking at static code, so we read the code itself. We have some plugin orchestration inside the software that also tries some unpacking algorithm in order to go a bit deeper than just watching at the initial binary.
You also mentioned in your slides support for cloud and IoT. What kind of binaries are you able to analyze? Like what platforms? Obviously Windows, but what else?
As I said, the conceptualization technology works regardless of the architecture. So we work on Intel, ARM, MIPS, and PowerPC, and we can imagine adding more architectures later. And we can compare binary code, assembly code between those architectures. So we can make a relation between a malware in x86 with a new sample that we will see in MIPS or PowerPC, for example. And that's how we can detect specific versions of malwares in MIPS or PowerPC, for example, in IoT or autonomous systems.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions, please? We have another less than 1 minute. Please. Any question from the jury?
So I must have been pretty clear in the presentation. Thank you.
You've been very clear. I mean, I know sometimes there are some problems with the mic, so I would just to say sure that anyone is
Yeah.
So we have
I may
half a
add,
minute. Go ahead.
I may add that Glimpse malware, in addition to detecting threats, helps generate reports and give many details on the detected or missed files. Our aim is to help SOC users, for example, know what they're facing, not just have a true or false detection information. The product itself aims at going deeper than just these simple informations.
Perfect, Frederick. I really appreciate. I think that we are really on time. We are just raising now 8 minutes. So I really appreciate your presentation. It was very interesting. And so good luck for everything. And I leave now the floor to the next session. We are going to have the opportunity to have a panel that will be led by Luigi Rebuffi. And so I'm pleased to introduce and give the floor to him, introducing the new panelists that are the new panel that is organized by the Women on Cyber, and we have two distinguished guests that will talk and that will describe what has been done by them. So the floor is to Luigi. I think everything is going to move forward as a plan, and I really would like to thank all the presentation, the different startups for their presentation. So the floor is going to Luigi. I don't see Luigi in the.
I hope you see me now. You hear me?
I can hear. So I'm happy to give the floor to you and to the distinguished guests that you have invited.
Okay. Again, that problem as before. Can you hear me? Yeah. Well, okay. Now you see me also as well. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry I had some problem of connection before, even if I'm tested all the equipment, but okay, that things happen these days. So thank everybody, thank the SMEs which were with us, the jury which also participated in this event, and now we move on to the fireside chat with Domitilla Benigni, who is the Chief Executive Officer. Sorry, I've been told that I should stop sharing my screen, but I don't know how to share it to stop it. Okay, no, that's the webcam. So, that's funny. Okay, maybe this is coming up. Okay, I think I stopped sharing my screen. So that's Domitilla Benigni. So we have Domitilla Benigni, which is the CEO and Chief Executive Officer of Elettronica, which is a large Italian company, but also chairman of CipherGate, which is an SME which belongs to Elettronica. So she can see the two faces of the coin. And we have Caroline Guillaume, which is Chief Operating Officer of TrustInSoft. Caroline is coming from a large European company, and now she decided to continue her career, her challenge in an SME. So that's another way of putting the things. So starting this fireside chat, first of all, I would like to see with these two ladies. Thank you for being with us today. So you have a broad international experience in the cybersecurity domain. And you, well, the discussion today, the chat today is more to see how the challenges of moving from innovation, from research, going to market, going to international competitiveness, and having your experience, and to show also what can be done in Europe. How can we unlock the present situation where we have seen that we need more investment, more support to SMEs, and give more visibility to the European companies and European products. So I will start first with Domitilla, but also the same question will be also for Carolina. So what are the winning factors, according to you, to reach the commercial success, especially for the SME you're running, the CipherGate? And the same also for Carolina, same question, but also you made a big challenge. You wrote some investments recently, and also you are going to the US for an SME, it's not so easy. So maybe you can tell us more also on this sector. But first, we start with Domitilla. Domitilla, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Luigi. Thank you for having invited me here. So, in my experience, both in Electronica and now in CipherGate, the most relevant commercial success factor is represented by our attitude to anticipate the market needs and, of course, the future threats. This is what happened in Electronica when we saw the growth of the cyberspace as a new operational domain for the coming conflicts. And for this reason, we decided to invest in CipherGate that at the beginning was especially targeted for armed forces and law enforcement agencies. But however, very often the innovation in aerospace and defense anticipate the one in the civil business. And this is the typical example that occurs in CipherGate. With the specific regards for CipherGate, I like to underline some winning factors that can explain our success. The first one is the focus on a selected proprietary product catalog. The second is the adoption of the forward-looking, ambitious, long-term vision. And the third is the use of flexible and resilient approach. But of course, when I think about CipherGate, let me say the most relevant success, I like to remember the date of June 2020, when the company was admitted to trading. This was really the turning point of the company because we decided to list the company on the stock exchange on the AIM, so is the alternative investment market dedicated to small and medium-sized enterprise that are with a high growth potential. And this was really a success. It was the most important IPO since 2017 in the AIM, and we raised more than 20 million from 65 Italian and international investors.
Okay, so you succeeded in something in, you had a wide, this approach is just to not the traditional one going for few or one capital venture, but really go on the market. And
Yes.
with this 20 million, what are you going to do?
We are going to increase the people that are going in the international market because the company, both in Italy and our first customer, of course, are in Italy. So we have to enlarge our customer catalog, and so we have to invest in the new development, in new business development. And the other money we will invest, continuously invest in innovation, because of course technology in the software and in the cyber solution are running very fast. So every year you have to invest a lot of money in the update the software solution.
Okay, and you can find people.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so we come back maybe at the end later on in the discussion about that. So Carolina, you have actually, okay, Domitilla said there in Italy, you are also looking with your SME, you're looking beyond Italy, beyond Europe even. And also you have a different approach also. You had your company had an important investment round quite recently. So
maybe I'll start with the investment round.
Yes.
So maybe what are the key elements in closing the recent investment round, or at least what I believe. Maybe the investors would need to corroborate. But the first element, I think, in being successful in this investment round was the fact that trusting soft solution answers a growing market need. basically software is everywhere in our life, and this is becoming more true every day. Software is running the car I drive, it runs the plane we use to fly, and maybe that we will start flying soon again. It distributes energy to our houses, bill the energy as well. It manages the payments. Basically, I could go on and go on like this. And in all the applications I mentioned, having a 100% safe and secure software is critical. And that's what TrustInSoft answers, because we address basically security by design. So the idea is that the TrustInSoft solution enables software developers, software testers to guarantee that the code they produce is immune from vulnerability and reacts in the appropriate manners, whatever the conditions. So basically, I think the first criteria for having this successful round on investment was the fact that TrustInSoft solution answers a growing market need. The second criteria, of course, is that not only their value proposal was, I would say, validated, but as well their technical implementation was validated by a very large group prior to the investment round, and very large group with very demanding technical teams who validated and used the solution to on their own software code. So I think that was probably the second criteria. There was a technical stamps from major actors in the industry. And maybe the third criteria making this investment round successful was that TrustInSoft software product foundation relies on years and years of research, and the technical team they built is quite unique in terms of profile and expertise. There is no direct equivalent of what they're doing, and therefore, and as well at the same time, it's a solution which is quite difficult to reproduce. So the entry barrier to provide a similar solution is quite high. So I think that was probably the third element that is the success in the round of investment.
Okay, so you are unique.
Yeah, I think we are in some aspect, and we see it in the way leaders in the industry. That probably comes to your point on being successful abroad. We may touch upon it later, but this uniqueness makes that we have customers today in Europe, but as well in the US and in Asia, because leaders tend to turn and test unique solution first. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first.
Go on, please. And
I think your second.
No, sorry, I wanted to ask you because it's quite interesting to see a person which was working in a large European company, which is moving and changing the life, maybe the career, and take the challenge to work in a startup, in SME, not in a startup, but in SME, let's say. And what are the motivation? What attracted you in an SME?
I think that's a good question. I mean, the large group that I used to work in is about tens of thousands of people. Huh? They're leaders in the market and are very strong assets. So this was a very personal choice. But I think the first thing is I probably made a similar analysis as the investors and thought that's quite interesting. But the more personal criteria, I think, for this change are the team I met, the energy and the motivation of the management team at TrustInSoft, the skills of those people as well, and I think their value proposal on the market, making software more secure, solving the problem at the root, and making all all the applications more secure now that we are in a software-led world. So I think that was that inspired me as well. So now that I am working in a smaller company, what I enjoy the most, to come back to your point, is the agility and the speed. So that's probably one of the most significant change compared to my prior environment. The other thing, and I think there are two aspects of the coin, you have the capability and as well the responsibility to influence the success very quickly. So capability and responsibility, you're in command, you're going to influence directly the success. So that's very exciting. Yes, more risky as well, but that's where I think small is beautiful. So yeah, enjoying it very much.
Thank you. And now small is beautiful. And Domitilla, you are, well, in between the two aspects. So how can you run? How can you manage to run? Because you see the small is beautiful, the speed, but also you see the important, how this can to be the agility, but also the importance of having the support of a large company contribute to your expansion, commercial strategy, and so on. And also to keep all your team and all your personnel motivated, and somehow, as we heard, Caroline, really they want to fight because they feel it close to the topic, maybe.
But of course, Cybergate, born like a sister company of Electronica, but at the beginning it was really like a startup, because we were 4 people, and in 5 years we grow and now we are around 80 people. So I don't consider Cybergate small and small enough, but of course Electronica helped and will help Cybergate, especially in the international market, but also leave the company free to go in this new market, because Cybergate has a different catalog from Electronica, that sometimes they will be connected and we are running together some project and some program, but for the most of the time Cybergate is really addressing the new market of the cybersecurity and cyber intelligence. And of course Cybergate has the power and the people to develop their own proprietary software products. That in our mind is one of the challenge that we face, because of course you know that in Italy there are few champion software companies. So one of our we think that one of our challenge to face this competitive landscape was to gain the customer trust, to develop and produce and to build our in-house product. So not to buy software from outside, but really to have this to be a producer in this sensitive market, because we guarantee for the final client, and we have both private but also governmental client, really to be the trust for the customer in this landscape. And
you control the core product. You
sorry?
control the core you control
Yes.
the core product.
We control the source code of the software, and this for us guarantee the customer. And of course, being proprietary of this software solution coupled with this incredible growth in the cyber market, allow us the scalability of this business model in terms of revenues and high margins. And this combination helped and is still helping Cybergate in this, let me say, in the commercialization of its product. Now we have a good positioning, and we are growing very fast, and we become one of the few Italian company in the stocks. So it's a winning, some winning factors, let me say.
Okay, let me come back now to Carolina about this the winning factors for an SME to be successful in the international markets. How do you see this?
Okay. Well, in the case of TrustInsoft, I think I touched upon partially on this topic earlier, saying they rely on a software foundation, which is years and years of research. They have a unique team in terms of skill, and therefore the TrustInsoft product is unique and attracts some leaders in its usage. So I think that that's a big help in the sense that we do not have any existing competitors in the US or in Asia, other companies that do exactly the same.
Yeah, but Caroline,
so there is at this stage.
Allow me to interrupt you, but I mean, the feeling I have, okay, you are unique, but to be provocative, we in Europe are too much confident in the power of the technology. Once you have something nice, once something's good, well, everybody should adopt it. But it doesn't work like that. I mean, you could have something, the best thing in the world, but if you don't market it, if you don't show it, it is not, nobody's going to buy it. So I think that especially in the continental Europe, we have some weakness in marketing. Don't you think?
I think what I was trying to say is that there is no structural barrier, basically, by the market itself. Now it's down to us exactly to say to do as you were saying, which is we need to actually identify the right target, make them aware of our product, and position them through the right marketing, the right sales activity. And that's exactly what the round of investment for TrustInsoft was all about. So the point is our size is still limited. So the focus and speed is of essence here. We need to pick the right targets in the right markets and put the right messages towards the right industries. We could easily lose focus, so we need to pick our industries, pick our market, pick our targets, and we need to find the appropriate local presence in the markets we want and the industry we want to target. I've always been in international sales, always managed international team, lived abroad myself for many years, and I'm a big believer in the local presence in terms having somebody that can decipher, understand the cultural specificities is key to the success. So that's one of the challenge we have, and where we have to strengthen ourselves in the coming months. That's definitely one of the objectives of the round. On the other end, one of the reassuring factor is that all customers have their own challenges, their own problems. They need to be listened to, understood, and if they find the solution that answers their need and provide to them a return on investment, they will take it. So that's true across the globe. The cultural difference make the understanding of the problem, the understanding of the message, the interesting part, I would say, and the challenging part. So really, I believe in some local presence, and we need to find the efficient way of doing this in our target market very quickly.
Okay, so it could sound stupid, but to go international, you have to think international and be international.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bit.
somehow. But for SME, maybe is more difficult. But it's just, I mean, you don't need big resources. You have to start from few people and then maybe look beyond your small local sphere.
I agree. We managed to sign leaders in the market in the US with one sales representative in the US and one sales representative in Asia. So it's feasible, but definitely their local presence was instrumental.
So that's very encouraging what you're saying. Thank you. So coming back now to Domitilla, because, well, we know each other because we are pushing for a big challenge, the increase of presence of women in cybersecurity. In cybersecurity doesn't mean only the STEM, not only scientific, but all different sectors can contribute to this market. And well, I'm the Secretary General also of the Women for Cyber. Domitilla is in our council, and now with Domitilla we are building up an Italian chapter for Women for Cyber. Hopefully, it will come up soon. So, how do you see, Domitilla, just for the audience, the importance, how the women can create cybersecurity company? I mean, in your case, maybe it's a little bit different, but what is how can trigger? Because we have seen also in the speaker today, okay, we have seen a women that was nice, but we don't see very much of them in this, looking even for investors and so on. And how could what are your suggestions for women to enter this environment?
Yes, Luigi, I noticed that we're only one woman in the in all the presentation, so I'm not so happy that only one was present today, because you know that I really trust that women can bring different capabilities and attitudes in this sector, and different point of view, as well as different approach. You know that I can confirm it personally from my experience, because I'm an engineer in the defense international sector, and this bring me to be radically strengthened, because the sector is difficult, but I'm sure that only when women and girls are empowered to be creators, owners, a leader in science, technology, and innovation, they could contribute in tangible economical result. Because to reach this goal, I suggest a few things, because we have to deepening of policy makers, institutional stakeholders engagement for gender equality. And you know that I really underline that we have to focus more in the education in STEM discipline for the girls. We have to promote education, training, professional development for women and girl, and in this case, because the opportunities in the cybersecurity sector are increasing enormously, also for women, for both women and men. But I think, in my view, there are two tips. One concern the needs to increase this young women's attitude to study STEM discipline, but the second touch the responsibility of the companies, because we have already to remove some obstacle that women might encourage through their career in general, and to establish corporate leadership for gender equality, and to promote some policy of work-life balance. You know me by my participation to Women for Cyber Foundation, and this is really a tangible sign of my commitment in this direction, and my testimonial that in the cybersecurity industry is and will be always some good opportunities for women. I would like to the young woman that willing to belong to the cybersecurity community to be brave, to be focused, not to be intimidate and to trust their self and also for their competence. I think we need more women in this specific sector.
Thank you, Domitilla. Of course, well, what triggered our initiative is that in any case, we need in the future more and more experts, more and more people in cybersecurity, and we cannot exclude 50% of the population simply because that was the tradition in a way. But Carolina, now to close also this panel, because I think we have to conclude and we go to the award. Just a last question. With your experience, how do you see the difference? Is there any difference between men and women in this domain?
That's a very broad question. I'm not sure I have a recipe or any specific advice that would solve the problem. I've been 25 years. I'm from an engineering background like Domitilla. I've been 25 years in what you can call male-dominated industries. I can share my own experience. It's as value. I mean, it has as much value as anybody else's experience, really. But basically, what I tend to do is not make the gender enter in the equation. And basically, when I'm at work, whether I work with my colleagues or whoever I work for, I tend to focus on what the problems are, what the skill sets are available, and what are the actions we want to put into place to solve the problem. And really, whether this is a man or a woman who is bringing the solution doesn't really matter. What matters is the outcome. And I believe and I hope that I'm neutral in the way I work with people. The fact is, somehow it led to, in my last team, though I was in a very technical, in a cybersecurity activity, in sales, having a team of salespeople being 50% women, 50% men, which was not the overall average, I would say, across the board. So I think by being very neutral on what people can do and the value they bring, you can encourage the women to enter in this activity. And as Domitilla was saying, we are in need of talents, so we should not ignore 50% of the population. We don't have this luxury. And women do bring value on the table, as men, by the way. So yeah, I think I don't have a recipe, but yeah, being neutral to gender and encourage women is probably something positive, and I'm sure there is a business rationale behind it that will lead people to open doors to more women in cybersecurity.
Thank you. Thank you, Caroline. So we are all persons, in a way. Yeah. Just, okay, I think we have to give back the floor. Domitilla, just one word, just one, a key word you would say to the startup.
To this, sorry, Luigi?
Startup. What would you say to these startups which are competing today for the award?
Be innovative.
Not only good luck, not only good luck, of course.
Be innovative. Innovation.
Be innovative.
First point.
Caroline,
yes.
What would you say?
Keep your energy level in the long run. There are hurdles, so keep motivated.
Be innovative and look at the long term. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your participation, Domitilla and Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you,
so I
Luigi.
give the floor back to the organizer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think it's Carlos. Carlos, I think it's your, or they are still debating about the award. Let me check. I have no information actually. So we could have continued. Likely they are still debating about the award. Danilo and Carlos, when you want to come in, please do it. If not, we can still continue the chat. It's not, if you have still 2 minutes, we can go on.
Too much competition.
Yeah, likely. What? Just to look at the because I mean we are in a big discussion about how Europe should move on and support the SMEs. I think it's Milda coming in.
So I'm sorry to interrupt your interesting conversation. I just want to give a short update from the jury room, a virtual room. So there's a lot of discussions. There's intense competition between the participants. Apparently everybody's so good that our jury members have a very heated discussions. So I suggest to continue conversation for a few more minutes until we come up with a final decision.
Okay. Okay,
just a
thank
quick
you
update from us.
for the update. So the question I was going to the European view because usually, well, we discussed about SME going international or working locally. The working now with the European Commission, if you have seen, a very important is proposing an important approach in its new cybersecurity strategy and also in what is building up in the competence center, which is coming up, will be located in Bucharest. They're really stressing the importance of SMEs and providing support and so on. But it's not always clear if the Commission really understands the real need for SMEs. In the past was just give money for research to SME to innovate, as Domitila said, but actually this innovation was not always reaching the market, or the impression sometimes is that SME are going there just to get money and then do whatever they can. And this is a problem. So the life of the innovation, the life of these products proposed by the SME is limited and very local. Now the idea would be to go beyond the local, going regional, going European, link the SMEs across different regions, countries. So what Caroline, you said, you gave some ideas about being also local when you want to go outside, but just think at Europe. How can you go around? Europe is not so far. The culture is relatively similar. How would you go for an SME in Europe?
I guess it depends on the product and on the go-to-market of each company. So I can only speak from our current point of view, which is we have decided to focus on specific industries who are developing critical software or with a high demand for safety and security in their software code.
Sorry, just to be simple, to simplify my question, otherwise too broad. What are your suggestions to the Commission to support SMEs?
Commission. Oh no,
no, it's even worse.
I'm not sure I have suggestion to the Commission, to be honest. I'm more I'm more looking into what we're doing and what we need. Are antennas, local antennas that can guide us through specific contact into specific industries. And it's not only money for innovation and technical innovation, it's as well a network and an infrastructure that enable you to go cross borders, basically. And if you want to focus this industry, what are the partners that are available to you to reach out to the right person in this industry abroad?
But this can be declined, this can be declined in the approach of the Commission when they create.
Maybe you probably know the Commission better than I do.
No. But I simply say that the Commission want to create a network across Europe, across region, and so you can create this kind of network to support SMEs, even if they're not local. But at least we have somebody who can help you to find the good contact, the good partner in a different part of Europe.
Yep,
that
definitely.
could be linked to the Commission. And Domitilla, what would you say?
I think that another very good vehicle to go in Europe and to approach some other companies are through the European funding programs. If you could enter in this program, of course, you can sit around the table with some other companies and you can work in the same project, and this could help to develop some common products or products based on common technologies, and this, in my view, could open some new market. So if we are able to participate to this European funding program, I think that for a company it helps a lot. Cybergate now is in the Gaia X project, and I think this could be really let me say a very interesting also scenario where we can meet other people, our other competence, other companies through Europe, and of course this also help to develop the companies.
Yeah, well, networking, I can tell you for EXO, when we have a survey with our members in EXO, 50% of them, they say networking is the most important thing. So really, you can create business, you can create knowledge, you can create whatever. First of all, with exchanging information and networking. So Europe maybe can help in something in this, yes. And thinking about the investments, what could be the? I mean, you went on the market. What could be the next step after that?
I cannot tell you.
Okay, secret.
It's a secret strategy.
Okay, well, but it's a growth strategy, of course.
Of course. Unfortunately, when you are in the market, you must grow.
You must grow. And how much you expect to grow? 2 digits?
No, I don't know. Maybe yes.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Carolina, so and for the investment, so you had a large round of investment. So what would be the next step, the future?
Well, first we need to double in size in terms of top line. That's the first challenge, and then if we are successful on this path very quickly, then we need probably to fuel our next level of growth with another round of investment, most likely.
And
that
how
would
much?
be the,
what is the typical? What could be expected as a time scale? 2 years?
I think I would say we have 1 year to double, and the following year, then we need to go and look for investors for the next round. It takes a bit of time, so yeah, that's probably the timeline.
Okay, and you think the investor will be European or wherever they come? That wherever the money is coming is good.
I don't know where they will be coming from, that's for sure. But for sure, if you have international investors, then the likelihood that you keep expanding beyond the European borders is increased. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this year gives. But
it's a very interesting point what you're raising, because of course we in EXO we try to support European investors, because we say we want to keep competence in Europe. We want to keep the control in Europe. But at the same time, what you say is somehow that if we have international investors, that maybe will help in enlarging the market, enlarging the business to outside Europe. So that's something interesting indeed.
We'll see. First, we need to make the first step. With planning for the next level. But yeah, the first challenge is just around the corner, and we need to grow by 100%. So that's the first step.
Okay, thank you. So I see there's still this. I don't know how they're going with the discussion there. That are very challenging. Milda?
I'm coming with some news. So the jury came up with the results. So they're just now joining back the session, and we will soon announce the winner. The winner will be announced by Carlos Moreira da Silva, our working group 2 co-chair. So now we just need a few minutes to come back so you can wrap up your conversation.
Well, we already wrapped up. We went very far away. Domitilla. So just to come back on the women's story, you will see that it's the difficulty of bringing. Well, there is a strong interest, let me say, of bringing together women, but at the same time, it's not so easy. It's not so easy when you want to build up something in a country like Italy, something across Europe. But I feel it's really boiling. I mean, it's they want everybody, all the women want to participate, but at the same time, as soon as you want to keep them in a not in a shape, I don't want to be limited, but it's a challenge. How do you feel it? How should we proceed? How can we attract also? Because I mean, I know that also you are financing university fellowship and so on. So you are really doing concrete things, not only theory or organizations.
But I tell you the truth, it's not really difficult only for women, also for men, because in Italy, I'm sorry to say that in Italy, in some peculiar competence, we are on late. So it's not so easy to find the best, let me say, people for some new modern competence like artificial intelligence or machine learning. So, as you know, we are trying to force and also to support university, but not only, also technical school to invest in this new competence, because in few years, like 3 or 5, we will need a lot of people that are really competent in these new technologies. And of course, maybe in US, maybe in Asia, they are investing a lot in the schools and in the university. I think in Italy we have to do more, because otherwise the problem will not be only for women but also for men.
Indeed, thank you, Domitilla.
I think the commission is arriving.
Yeah, but just allow me to one last word with you, Domitilla, what you said. I think that in our organization, probably we have to consider the possibility or the need to have somebody who is specifically taking care of education and training.
Yes.
In our discussion that we are having.
Of course.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I give the floor now to Carlos.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Domitilla. Thank you, Carolina.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye.
Carlos.
So good afternoon to everyone. So it's a pleasure to be here and to be able to announce the winner of this first edition of the European Cybersecurity Startup Awards. It's also an interesting event. It's because it's a pan-European event matching startups from all over Europe with investors also from across all the region. And it's very interesting to see that we have a very good participation. So we have circa 200 registered participants, and half of them are from the investor side or the industry side. So it's very gratificating to see all the traction that we have been able to get, being it from the startups ecosystem, being it from investors. I would like also in the name of the jury to congratulate all the startups that have reached this stage, because all of them are winners just by being here. All of them have passed to a long path to explain what they are fixing in the ecosystem, how they are helping Europe to catch up in terms of the strategic position that we need to have regardless of our own sovereignty in terms of cybersecurity solutions. So all of them are winners of all this effort that we have done so far, and I'd like to congratulate all of them for being here. Now, regarding the winner, so it has been an interesting discussion among the jury, and with a lot of contributions and different perspectives, and I would say that it was very interesting. It was a very interesting discussion, but we also strongly converge to a winner. And I would like to congratulate FISEC for being the winner of this first prize because of several things. First thing, the IoT space, it's really a challenge. So it's a really structured challenge. And FISEC is approaching it with a very innovative and strong technology. It was a very clear opinion from the jury. The team is also a very interesting team with an ambitious growth plan. And so this clarity of vision, the clarity of the opportunity, the ability to execute and/or the potential to execute it has led us to this final decision of selecting FISEC as the winner. So congratulations. Regarding the prize, and congratulations to all the team, FISEC, and also the jury. Regarding the prize, FISEC will have the honorary certificate and badge that we'll be able to expose regarding this position, and we'll also be able to use the Cybersecurity Made in Europe label during 1 year, so the next year, as well as to have a consultancy support from one of the jury members at its selection of 1 hour. So I've been told by the organization. So I think that EXO now will also provide you more details about all of this. I'd like to thank you again to all the jury members for the participation and for the interesting discussion. Also to EXO for all the organization and for taking us to this step, because as I said, it has been a long journey, but also to all the local partners that have collaborated on this project, because this is basically now the last step of selecting startups and helping the ecosystem to be more dynamic across all Europe. So I invite you to stay in touch with EXO and all its partners, being it for startups, being it for investors, and to further push this ecosystem and community. Thank you very much to all.
Thank you very much.
So handing
Christian?
over to Danilo Milde of the organization. Thank you.
Yes, so I just maybe want to invite maybe Christian, maybe you want to say a few words on behalf of all the FISEC team?
Yes, thank you. Thank you 1,000 times for this opportunity and also for this audience and to get this chance to actually present our company and also our vision. And yeah, I'm very excited that you see what we do, because we are doing this for 5 years now. And when we started 5 years ago, then we talked to people who don't understand that using master keys is a bad idea. And today we are talking to people who also understand that not just the cyber, but also the cyber physical part is important. So yeah, thank you very much, and thank you again. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Christian. And I think we would like to wrap up this session, which is already a bit behind the schedule, with our Secretary General, Luigi Rebuffi. He was engaged in a very long conversation and very interesting conversation, but we would like to ask you to wrap up this event and say a few words. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Milda. Well, first of all, thank you to Milda and Danilo, of course, which have assured all this organization today. Thank you to the jury and to Caroline and Domitilla for the panel, which has been a bit longer than expected. I think that, okay, this was a pilot. This was a try to set up this startup award. It has been started with different events for events with our partners in the country, and actually, honestly, I didn't know how if we would have succeeded or not. Apparently, considering the number of requests for participating and the importance of also of the investors which are present now on the screen, I think it was definitely a success. I'm sure we have learned a number probably of things, how to get better organized, how to promote it better in the future, but I'm sure we will continue, and also with the support maybe of other people of the Commission, I'm sure some sponsor if possible, and we will grow in this. And our objective is really to promote the European competence in European SMEs and to give them maximum visibility to grow, for them to grow and to contribute to the European ecosystem. With this, I would thank you everybody for being with us, and maybe I would say see you next year for the second edition of the Startup Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Luigi. So thanks everybody for participating and for contributing to this event. And as Luigi said, let's hope to see each other at the next edition of the award, and hopefully which will take place in person.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you.
So thank you, everybody. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.